There's a weird moment most people experience at some point. You notice someone is acting different. They reply slower. They don't invite you like they used to. They stop checking in. And eventually, they disappear. And the confusing part is, you don't always know what you did wrong. So in this video, we're going to talk about why people start avoiding you, not from a place of insecurity, but from a place of clarity. Because sometimes people avoid you for shallow reasons. But a lot of the time, it's because of patterns you don't even notice you're creating. Let's get into it. 1. You bring too much emotional weight into every interaction. One of the fastest ways to make people distance themselves is when every conversation feels heavy. Not deep, heavy. It's like every time you speak to them, there's always a problem. Always a complaint. Always something draining. And I'm not saying you can't talk about real life. But when someone begins to feel like they're always being pulled into your stress, they start protecting their peace. Even good people will pull back if being around you feels like work. People don't avoid you because you're struggling. They avoid you when they feel like your struggles have become their responsibility. 2. You don't know how to read the room. This is one people rarely admit. Sometimes people start avoiding you because you don't pick up on social cues. You keep talking when the moment is done. You keep pushing a joke that didn't land. You keep oversharing in spaces where it's not needed. And the truth is, most people won't correct you. They'll just slowly stop showing up. Because correcting someone can be awkward. So instead of confronting you, they disappear. It's not always personal, but it is something you can improve. 3. You make everything about yourself. Someone talks about something painful, and you immediately say, "Same, that happened to me too." They share a win, and you turn it into a competition. They mention their plans, and you find a way to redirect the spotlight. And it doesn't even mean you're a bad person. But over time, it becomes exhausting. Because people want to feel seen. And if every conversation becomes a performance, people start pulling away. 4. You come off needy without realizing it. This is the hardest one because it can be unintentional. Neediness doesn't always look like begging. Sometimes it looks like constantly checking if someone is okay with you, needing reassurance all the time, over-texting, asking too many "did I do something wrong?" questions, trying too hard to keep the connection alive. And the sad part is, the more you chase closeness, the more you push people away. Because closeness is supposed to feel natural, not forced. People don't avoid you because you care. They avoid you because they feel like they can't breathe around you. 5. You're always available and people stop valuing you. This is something nobody talks about. When you're always there, always responding, always showing up, people start taking you for granted. Not because they're evil, but because human beings value what has limits. If you answer every call instantly, people assume you have no life. If you always agree to plans, people assume you have no standards. And the moment people stop respecting your time, they stop respecting you. That's when avoiding starts. Not because they hate you, but because they don't take you seriously anymore. 6. You gossip too much. This is a quiet one. When you gossip a lot, people start thinking, if they talk about others like this, they probably talk about me too. So they stop trusting you. And once trust is gone, distance comes naturally. Even if they still smile around you. 7. You make people feel judged. Sometimes people avoid you because they feel like they can't be themselves around you. You criticize too quickly. You correct people constantly. You act like you're always the one who knows better. Even when you mean well, it can come off like superiority. And nobody wants to feel like they're being evaluated every time they speak. People want peace, not pressure. 8. You don't respect boundaries. This is a big one. If someone says they're busy and you keep pushing, if someone wants space and you keep forcing conversation, eventually they stop explaining. They just disappear. Because if someone has to defend their boundaries constantly, it becomes tiring. And avoidance becomes the easiest solution. 9. You're inconsistent. Sometimes people avoid you because they don't know what version of you they'll get. One day you're friendly. Next day you're cold. Then you're overly nice again. That unpredictability makes people uncomfortable. Not because they don't care about you, but because they don't want emotional confusion. Consistency is attractive. Inconsistency makes people step back. If people are avoiding you, don't immediately assume you're unworthy. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. But if it keeps happening with different people, it's worth looking at patterns. Not to hate yourself, but to grow. Because emotional maturity is not about being perfect. It's about being honest enough to adjust what needs fixing. And once you fix the patterns that push people away, you stop chasing connection. Connection starts coming to you.